Welcome to Medical Sales Live, the #1 resource for breaking into medical sales and building your career.
Hey, good morning, Alex. My name is John Akers. I'm the Chief Operating Officer for Medical Sales College, and it is so nice to meet you. I've been looking forward to this opportunity for some time.
John, thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure meeting you as well.
So, Alex, tell us about yourself. I'd love to hear about your background.
Certainly. So I'm coming out of my third year of emergency medicine residency. I did med school here in Cleveland, Ohio. What kind of brought me, into the medical device industry was, as you can imagine, this past year with COVID has been very difficult. And seeking out, a more sustainable quality of life was huge for me. I'm somebody who loves direct patient care, working with patients, working with other people. I love interacting with other doctors, and I love being in the operating room. So it seemed like a very natural transition to make, going out of leaving clinical medicine and going into the medical device industry. And for me, one of the kickers was too, is, having the ability to sell a technology, sell a product that, within a single surgery can change a person's life forever.
Well, Alex, you may call it a very natural transition. I would say it was a very bold decision to make that transition. Tell us, as you thought about that transition moving into medical sales, why did you choose the Medical Sales College?
So the Medical Sales College, for me, I thought a knee was a knee, during my orthopedic, trauma rotations and stuff in medical school. I didn't know anything about the device industry as a whole. And I was a little confused as to where to go when I was making that transition. And I believe I was on LinkedIn when, I saw, some of the requirements. It's 2 years of sales. And I stumbled across, one of the job posts that mentioned Medical Sales College, in lieu of, 2 years of sales device, which got me really thinking, about, what is Medical Sales College? Are they credible? All that stuff.
Right.
So I did my research and I was blown away. I didn't know that such a unique thing existed. And I'm someone who likes to be prepared for just about anything. So, I'd rather kind of start down at the bottom, build a foundation, rather than entering a field I know nothing about.
Well, how was the experience in class? With your background having completed medical school and 3 years of residency, tell us about your experience in class with the Medical Sales College and really a comparison of that.
I was definitely at an advantage, when it came to, anatomy, biomechanics, that sort of stuff. But I learned a whole heck of a lot that I did not know, because, developing sales skills, learning about, these products, going back to when I said, knee's a knee to me, learning that there are different products, how to differentiate between these products, what features, benefits, values, separate these, products that we're researching from the competition. I knew nothing about that. So, when it came to anatomy and biomechanics, great, I not to say I didn't need to study that, but,
Well, you transitioned quickly, and I know that you've gone to work for Smith and Nephew. Why don't you tell us about what that transition has been like, and tell us about some of your successes? I think you've been there, 6 months or so?
Yeah, been there 6 months. It was one of those companies that I, did a lot of research on in Medical Sales College. Was blown away by, their oxinium, ceramicized metal technology. I always thought that was really cool. So, yeah, since joining Smith and Nephew, I mean, it's been a whirlwind. We're one of the fastest growing regions in the country with, 3 full reps and myself, representing, the greater Salt Lake area and most of Utah. So it's been like trying to drink water through a fire hose, as the expression goes. So
Tell us what a day in the life of a sales representative for Smith and Nephew is like.
Yeah. So, half of the job is logistical work. It's tough work. And especially in orthopedic reconstruction, you have 50, 60, 70 pound totes, times that by 10, 15 of these totes, getting them up to a hospital, getting pans, getting instruments, sent through sterile processing, and then, being prepped for surgery. It's a busy day, but a very rewarding day.
So, Alex, what would you say to, someone who is really considering this opportunity to come to the medical sales college, who, as I'm sure the doubts or questions that you had prior to attending, many others have those as well. What counsel, what advice would you have for them?
I think the first thing that I'd have to say, I think a lot of people come in with the notion that, they're going to, be earning, hundreds of thousands of dollars off the get-go. And that, that's very few and far between in terms of those applicants. I would say expect to have to earn your stripes, in the first couple of years. It's a very difficult business to be a part of and to be successful in. However, to that point, it's also very rewarding, getting back onto, being able to take care of patients, provide them with the service, that can get them up and walking, something that they haven't been able to do, for a year without pain. That's pretty incredible. I would say that going into the medical sales college, you got to expect to work really hard and study really hard. You're in the classroom all day. There is a lot of hands-on work, but it is a grind, most definitely. Search for a job also in a company that you really respect. I think that will, give you the biggest payoff. I think, over time, if you don't add, something that you like with a company that you like, and you're just entering, the workforce and taking whatever jobs out there, you're not going to be as satisfied. So
that's great counsel, Alex. How would it have been for you had you not gone to the medical sales college? What would that transition have looked like, going straight from, being a resident physician straight into medical sales? What would you have missed had you not attended the medical sales college?
I would have missed all the expectations, that were kind of set out by my instructors, kind of stuff that I was echoing, like how hard this job is, like what does this job really look like? What does it mean to be a representative? I thought I would have been in surgery all the time. I would be calling on doctors all the time. And the logistical work is half the job. And that really, it's a lot of work. So I don't really know where I would have been. I'm, again, one of those guys who likes to lay down and know as much of the foundation as possible and know as much as I possibly can before getting involved in something. So it's difficult to say in hindsight, but I think I would have been caught totally off guard going into it blind without medical sales college.
Well, that's great. Any parting words that you'd like to share with those who are watching?
Yeah, I think it's, really weigh, what it is you want to do in life. I sat down and, wrote out exactly what I wanted to, accomplish in a position. I think medical sales college is so invaluable, that experience. Like if you're really if you're really considering medical sales and don't have a background in that arena, this is totally invaluable. You learn from the best instructors. You're one-on-one, able to ask questions about anything. It's an open forum. And, they test you really hard. They want to make sure that those people who they're teaching and they're sending out into the workforce, that they're the best. So I would do your research as well and, figure out exactly what it is that you want from a job when you're going through medical sales college. Again, is it orthopedics? Is it spine? What company do you like? Pair those together. That's what's going to be the most rewarding part of coming out of medical sales college.
Well, Alex, I just want to say on behalf of all of us at the Medical Sales College, sincerely, we are really proud of you and, honored that you came through our program and wishing you nothing but success as you move forward. If there's anything that I or any of us here at the college can do to assist you as you move forward in your career, please know that you can contact us anytime. We'll get right back in touch with you and certainly
Absolutely.
be here to support you in any way possible.
I appreciate it so much, John.
Absolutely.
Thanks for tuning in to Medical Sales Live. Remember to like and subscribe to this channel for the latest in all things medical sales.